And now perhaps we get some answers, or maybe at least some opinions. A new Pew poll says immigration, even above the economy, is issue number one for the midterm elections. So does it make sense for Republicans and Democrats to make a deal or stay in their corners and blame the other side? Joining us now to discuss, radio hosts Wade Smith and Garland Nixon. Gentlemen, nice to see both of you. Appreciate it. Wade, to you, do Republicans have an exposed flank here if they can't get something done, given how much the American people want immigration reform?
You know, it's one of those situations where Democrats had their opportunity when they had the supermajority back a couple of years ago. Republicans, I would like to see them get something done. But going into the midterms, Democrats just want this as an issue that they can campaign on. And if Republicans get it done, they get it done great. If they don't, it's just another year of elections.
Garland, to you, it seems as though we have Republicans digging in their heels. Democrats, though, also are digging in their heels. There is not a lot of appetite for compromise. You agree with Wade that it's better as a campaign issue?
Well, I think the Democrats know that traditionally the incumbent party is, kind of swimming against the tide going into the midterms, and the Republicans have the majorities in both houses, so they have to make the case of something of what they've accomplished. So far, they seem to be arguing, or the president seems to be arguing, hey, our majority isn't big enough, which is still an admission that they haven't gotten the things that they wanted to get accomplished. So the Democrats, I think, have the upper hand.
Clearly, Republicans haven't gotten everything they wanted done. Let's take a listen to some of the rhetoric coming from both sides. Tucker Carlson last night with his thoughts on those calling Republicans evil. Take a listen.
The thing about pure evil is you can't reason with it. You can't negotiate with pure evil or reach some kind of compromise with pure evil. Pure evil can only be destroyed by force. Given that, it's not surprising that the left is now mobilizing to harass, fire, and if necessary, physically attack anyone who disagrees with them on immigration, because the other side is, again, pure evil.
And we saw evidence of this continuing last night. The tweet this morning from Sarah Sanders. It's shameful that Democrats and the media exploited this photo of a little girl to push their agenda. She was not separated from her mom. Separation here is from the facts. Dem should join POTUS and fix our broken immigration system, change the law. She also tweeted this morning that she was asked to leave a restaurant last night because she worked for the president. She said she left. And then Secretary Nielsen also protested and forced to leave a restaurant. Take a listen.
Shame! 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 Shame!
Garland, really? These are the tactics of the Democrats?
Well, I think ultimately what it's going to come down to is this. When we get to the midterms, it's not going to be about the conversations about the policy. It's going to be about whether the Republicans can get a policy through. So right now, the people who are the angriest and the people who are acting out the most, they're going to be there and they're going to be voting, but they only get to vote once. So who can the Republicans get legislation through and convince the independents and the people who aren't out there in the streets or who aren't doing the most over-the-top things? That's who they're going to have to focus on, and they're going to have to kind of ignore the people who are kind of the most outlandish.
It's become more and more difficult to ignore the people who are the most outlandish. Wade, does this play into Republicans' hands? It seems as though this actually sort of plays counter-narrative and may motivate undecided voters back to the Republican side.
It definitely will push voters back to the Republican side with the way that Nielsen's getting treated, with the way that Sarah Sanders is getting treated. Republicans love Sarah Sanders. That's the thing. Democrats may not like her. They may not can stand her, but Republicans think of her as the sweetheart. She's out there fighting for Donald Trump every single day. And let's not forget, too, the reason we're in this situation is because the policy beforehand was 20 days in a detention center for a family, you're released. It's basically an open border with a 20-day policy. That's all it is, and that can't stand. So whether or not the Republicans get something passed, it's not going to change the fact that Republicans are going to win in the midterms.
Garland, you get the final word.
I think if we recall back to 2010, originally under Obama, the Democrats had they had a majority in both houses, and they weren't able to produce as much as most people would have liked, and they kind of took a beating. And I think that's what the Republicans, they're talking a lot. They've got the majorities. If
Garland,
they don't produce,
real quickly,
they'll pay.
Do you worry that the kind of rhetoric we're seeing now pushes sort of moderate or undecided Republicans back to being hardcore Republicans when they see how people are being treated?
No, I do believe that kind of rhetoric is unhealthy, and I don't approve of it.
Why?
But I don't think it changes the voters. I think the
Really?
people that are already going to vote Republican. I think the people that are undecided are looking at the issues, and they are looking at possible legislation.
Why do you think there are not Democrats calling out fellow, call them progressives, call them liberals, call them whatever you want, for this kind of personalization and the rancor and the vitriol that we're seeing now? Is there no line for Democrats?
Well, you know, we used to have a term on the left of Obama derangement syndrome, and I think we do have Trump derangement syndrome. I think there are people that are so emotionally triggered by Donald Trump that they're making bad decisions and they're acting out in ways that I think are unhealthy for our society. And I would agree with Republicans, but I don't think it's a new phenomenon.
Leland, there is a line. It's the party line for the Democrats. That's the only line for them.
All right. Gentlemen, we appreciate it, both of you, willing to cross party lines at times and call balls and strikes. Wade, Garland, good to see you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.